Hare Krishna. So today we welcome all of you to this Bhagavad Gita discourse where we will be discussing about yoga, what is yoga, what are different kinds of yoga, and what is the best and the easiest way to perform yoga to make our life a success. So what is yoga? Let us see the definition. Yoga means anything which helps us connecting with Krishna. Yoga comes from the Sanskrit root word, which is yuj. Yuj means connection. So anything which helps us connecting with Krishna is yoga. That can be anything. That can be worshipping the deity of Krishna, chanting the holy names of Krishna, reading about Krishna, hearing about Krishna, even jumping up and down, or traveling, or distributing prasadam. Anything which helps us to remind and connect with Krishna, that is the simple definition of yoga. There's a misconception about yoga is that people understand that we perform some physical activity, some exercises to make our body fit. When we make our body fit, what we can do? We can enjoy. We can enjoy the bodily sense gratification. Or some people, they think that let us do some sacrifices so that we can enjoy in the next life. So, people who want to enjoy in this life performing some bodily exercises, that is not what is called yoga. What we see is a contrast, as when we hear from Vedic scriptures how Rishi Munis used to perform yoga in the forest, is how they were doing so much tapasya. But today, people are doing yoga sitting in the AC room and earning so much money out of yoga. That is completely contradictory to the system of yoga. There are some people who perform Vedic sacrifices, different rituals, so that they can enjoy the material facilities in the next life. They understand that there is a next life, heavenly planets, hellish planets. So they want to perform the sacrifice so they have enjoyment with related to body in heaven or in this world in the next life. So these people are technically called karmakandis. Now, the foundation of yoga is that we leave the conception of enjoyment. When we have tendency or conception in our mind that we want to enjoy, that is not what is yoga. That is because when we understand that this material world, what Krishna says, Mam upetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Anyone who understands that this material world is dukkhalayam, like we say vidyalaya. Vidyalaya, alaya means house or a place where vidya is given. So a college is known as vidya. Himalaya, where we found him, which is ice. So that is called Himalaya. Similarly, this material world is called dukkhalayam. Every house we see people name it, every shop they name it, every vehicle they name it, everything is named. So the creator, the supreme creator has named this world as dukkhalayam, the place of miseries. Now we may say, okay, if there is misery, but let me somehow try to adjust. No, this world is also ashashvatam, which means it is temporary. So this world is full of miseries and it is temporary by nature. So everything is bound to get destroyed. Now, when an individual understands this, that this world is dukkhalayam, full of miseries, and ashashvatam, temporary, then he can start what is called as yoga, connection with God. Now we understand, people may ask that how you are talking about dukkhalaya. This world, there are so many facilities, so many enjoyment, everyone is enjoying, traveling, holidays, facilities, mobiles, laptops, cars. So people are enjoying, name, fame. Let us discuss this enjoyment or so-called enjoyment with the help of example. Suppose you have a bowl full of rice, sweet rice, which is called kheer. The bowl full of sweet rice added with camphor and cardamom, very nice, fragrant, sweet rice, and you're about to eat it. So what I do, if I add few sand particles in that bowl and mix it. Now will you be able to enjoy that? A bowl full of sweet rice. Will it be sweet? Yes, it is sweet. Can you enjoy? No. Because every time you eat one spoon, there will be particles of sand which will go and stick to your teeth. So this world is like that. Yes, we have many facilities. No doubt, we have many facilities, so-called enjoyment is available, technology is upgrading, but there's an added sand particles, which is dukkha. What is the meaning of dukkha? Is what we don't want and we get. That is the definition of dukkha. And also what we want, we don't get. Also what we don't want, but we get it. That is dukkha. Now, in Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly mentioned what are these dukkhas. There are 7 in number in a broad category. First is birth, death, old age, disease, adi adhyatmik, adi bhautik, and adi devik. What is birth? Now how can we say birth is a dukkha? You see how when child takes birth, he cries. He cries, but everyone else in the world is laughing, is enjoying. Oh, we have son or a daughter in our house. What an introduction to the world. That a child is crying after taking birth, but everyone is laughing. This world is like that. When you cry, everyone will laugh and enjoy. This is the world. Then disease. Everywhere we go today, there are hospitals, there are medical shops. We talk about disease, whether it's Ayurveda, allopathy, naturopathy, homeopathy. Everywhere people are just talking about the diseases and how to get body rid of these diseases so that I can enjoy. So everyone is disease. We have best food available, but we can enjoy because we have diabetes, we have blood pressure. And then we have old age. Old age is practically we become invalid. No one wants to talk to us. No one wants to talk about us. No one wants to come near to us. In old age, we are outdated. No one cares for us. Then death. And we know the pain of death. The pain of death is not so much in gross terms, but that we are about to leave. All the attachments, my house, my family, my money, my business, my name, whatever I want. Now I have to I have to leave this. I have to go from here. So that pain is much more than the pain of the gross bodily pain of death. These 4, and then adhyatmik. Even if everything is perfect in this world, our own mind creates so much distress for us. Our body, our mind is giving so much distress. Then adi bhautik. Somehow if we make our mind peaceful for some time, other living entities will disturb us, whether in office, whether in home, whether in college, whether in, even insects will disturb us. Then adi devik, the miseries which are given to us by the higher demigods, which is known as natural disasters. These natural disasters like, flood or drought, or excessive rains, or tsunami, or earthquake, and so on and so forth. So these 7 miseries are present always in this world, which actually makes this world as dukkhalaya. That is why this dukkhalaya mashashata. And when we understand this, then what we start is trying to understand that why am I suffering? Who is giving this suffering? How can I be free from suffering? So when you ask this question to yourself and try to find answer in Vedic literatures like Bhagavad Gita, how can I be free from suffering? That is, you start thinking about yoga. So today we will try to understand 4 different categories of yoga. The first is Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga, yoga is connection. Now many people, they work very hard for their family, for themselves, for the world, for this society. They work very hard, but they intention is to enjoy. So that is not karma yoga. Here again, as we have discussed, yoga means connection with Krishna. So when your karma is connected to Krishna, that is karma yoga. It is called karma phala tyaga. You work, you earn money, you have your business, you go for a job, you have a family, and then whatever you earn, you give some part as a charity. So that is karma phala tyaga. Whatever fruits or result you are getting because of your karma, that you give to Krishna, that you connect with Krishna. That is called karma phala. So when many years a person, for a long duration a person performs karma yoga, gradually there will be a renunciation in his heart, and he will be able to understand that how this world is temporary, this material world is temporary, and he will try to find out that what is the reality. Then he will try to understand gradually what is illusion or temporary and what is permanent. Then he will gradually go forward acquiring knowledge, which is known as Jnana Yoga. So Jnana Yoga, when you acquire knowledge related to this world, connected to Krishna, that is called Jnana Yoga. So by performing Jnana Yoga, a person understands or is able to differentiate between eternal and temporary. That is what, then he studies Upanishads, different literatures, he performs Jnana Yoga. By understanding the temporary and the eternal aspect, he will come to the conclusion that there is Lord who is eternal and is present within my heart. Then he will perform Dhyana Yoga, which is Ashtanga Yoga, to meditate within his heart on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is Dhyana Yoga. So finally he comes to meditating the Supreme Lord on the Supreme Lord within his heart, and that is called Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. Now, whether are we eligible or are we capable? Do we have that much strength to perform these yogas? Let's try to understand. For Karma Yoga, first we have to work very hard, extremely hard. Yes, that we are doing. And then after so much of hard work, what we should do is give the result of our hard work, our hard earned money as charity. Perform sacrifices. Give it to the Supreme Lord. That is Karma Yoga. How many people can do that? You earn money and give us charity. That is, a lot of renunciation is required. Then we talk about Jnana Yoga. The first requirement for acquiring knowledge is you leave your family life. You have to give up your family life, because you cannot stay with family, have fun, and in the parallel you can also acquire this scriptural knowledge. You have to give up the family life and then perform severe austerities and read Upanishads, understand Upanishad, understand Sanskrit. How many of us we can understand Sanskrit and understand Upanishad? It's so vast subject, so technical, so deep, with a lot of meanings. It's very difficult to understand. Then we come for Jnana Yoga, which is also known as Ashtanga Yoga. There are 8 steps: Yam, Niyam, Pranayam, Asan, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi. People, they generally go for yoga classes, they understand this is Ashtanga Yoga, they sit in yoga classes, immediately start Pranayam. But before Pranayam, we have to understand there are Yam and Niyam. What we are supposed to do, what we are not supposed to do. Then you do Pranayam, so that we can properly sit in an asana and do what? To meditate. Then Pratyahar. Pratyahar, separating the senses and the mind from the sense objects. 24 hours a day, our mind and our senses are in contact with sense objects, which drives us for enjoyment. But when we have to perform yoga, we have to separate the sense objects from the mind, especially from the mind. Then dharana. Dharana means holding or meditating on one object, one single object. That is dharana. And we practice long meditation on one single object. That is dhyan. Eventually, by practice, coming to the stage of samadhi, where we are meditating on the Supreme Lord in our heart. We are seeing the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord, Krishna, is seeing us. When we see Him, He sees us. That is the stage of samadhi. Now, so difficult to come to this level of samadhi. And when one comes to the level of samadhi, he will feel that I should render some practical service to the Lord. Because Lord is a person. Imagine few guests are coming to your house and they are sitting and you are sitting. You are looking at them, they are looking at you. Is this sufficient for interaction? For expressing our love and service, is it sufficient? No. Then we will be inspired to perform some practical service to the Supreme Lord, and that is called Bhakti Yoga. We also understand that this fourth ladder of yoga, which is Bhakti Yoga, after we saw the yoga ladder, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyan Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. It's so difficult to come through a route, by performing all these things. Suppose I am staying on a 4th floor and you are about to visit me and I tell you come to 4th floor but the lift is not working. So difficult, so cumbersome task to come walking up the stairs, climbing up the stairs to the 4th floor. But here, in this context, when we see about Krishna, He is so merciful. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has given us a lift. It's a direct process where we don't have to bother about Karma Yoga, about Jnana Yoga, about Dhyan Yoga. We can directly come and perform Bhakti Yoga. And the beauty of Bhakti Yoga is we don't have to leave, we don't have to change our life, we don't have to do anything. We have to just wherever and whichever position we are in, whatever we are doing, wherever we are in society, anywhere in any part of the world, we can just connect ourselves with Krishna. That is Bhakti Yoga. It's so simple. So we'll talk. So Krishna explains in 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, this verse which is the secret verse. He talks the secret about connecting with himself. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishisi satyam te pratijane priyosi me pratijane. Oh Arjuna, oh son of Kunti, understand how you can become dear to me, or who is dear to me. How can one become dear to me? Manmana, just absorb your mind in me. Bhav madbhakto, become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me. Mam namaskuru. If nothing, then at least pay obeisances. Do namaskar to Krishna. And that will make us bhakti yogi. This is simple. In Srimad Bhagavatam, a great Acharya, Prahlad Maharaj, he explains Navavida Bhakti, or ninefold process of devotional service to Krishna, which anyone and everyone can perform. So first is Shravanam. Shravanam means hearing about Lord. When you hear about Lord, you develop a taste of more and more hearing. You kind of, become more affectionate towards Krishna. So that is Shravanam, hear about Krishna. Then Kirtanam. When you hear about Krishna continuously, then you like to speak. Like we go outside, we watch some movie, we talk about something, we hear about something, and then when we hear, we want to speak about that episode, what we have heard. So when you hear about Krishna, you speak about Krishna. So that is one process, Kirtanam. Then Smaranam. Obviously when you hear and talk about some personality, it will automatically give an image and thoughts about that person. Then Padasevanam, worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord. Archanam, worshipping the deity of the Lord. Vandanam, glorifying the Lord by singing prayers to Lord. And there are devotees who have perfected their life only by performing one activity out of this 9. Vandanam, Dasyam, becoming a servant of the Lord. Sakhyam, becoming a friend, and Atmanevedanam, complete surrender to the Lord. So this is called Bhakti Yoga. It is so simple. Whatever we do, we can perform. Now, when we take Shravanam and Kirtanam, which is hearing about the Lord and talking about the Lord, speaking about the Lord, and combine it together in a combo pack, like we get it, combine two things as a combo pack. So that combo pack is known as Japa, or chanting the holy names of Lord Krishna. So when we chant this Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just by chanting this Mahamantra, we are doing Shravanam and Kirtanam. This is the best process and the easiest way. Vedic scriptures, they talk about that in this age of Kali, this holy name, this Mahamantra is so powerful that it can immediately take us to the higher level of consciousness and not to seek this low class, so-called temporary and illusory enjoyment in this world. Living in this world, happily performing devotional service, ultimately achieving the liberation or perfecting the art of bhakti and serving the Supreme Lord eternally. That's what Krishna, when he is talking about the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita called Dhyan Yoga, he concludes that chapter with this verse, Yoginam api sarvesham madgate rantaratmana shradhavam ye bhajato mam same yukta tamo matah. So he says that Arjuna, before he says, Arjuna, become a yogi. Because yogi is better than karma yogi. Yogi is better than, this bhakti yogi is better than a karma yogi. He is better than a jnana yogi and he is better than a dhyan yogi. So become a bhakti yogi. And what is bhakti yoga? Krishna says, Yoginam api sarvesham. Amongst all the yogis, the best yogi is bhakti yogi. And what he does? Madgate rantaratmana. He is absorbed in my thoughts, in me, and I am absorbed in him. This is my opinion, O Arjuna, that this kind of yogi, this yogi which performs bhakti yoga, the most powerful yogi and the best yogi. So all of us, we are trying to achieve that eternity, that bliss, that happiness, seeking everywhere. But it is right available here with us. Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, says, if you have tongue, just vibrate your tongue in chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And listen, hear this Mahamantra through your ears. And the happiness which you will feel, which you will get by chanting this Mahamantra, it cannot be compared to anything in the material world, any facility given to the material. We are like fish out of water. Whatever facility is given to that fish is not happy. Whether you give the latest mobile phone, laptop, car, an apartment on the sea beach, sea facing apartment. Fish was living in sea. Now you give that fish sea-facing apartment with all entirely centrally AC. That fish will not be happy. What it is hankering is for water, to go back to his home, which is the ocean, a water body. Similarly, we living beings are trying to gain some happiness, are trying to gain some enjoyment in this world by using the facilities of this world. We can use the facilities of the world in serving Krishna, and that will actually give us happiness. In Bhakti Yoga, you don't have to leave the facilities. You take the facilities, connect it with Krishna, serve the Supreme Lord, and then you see what you get is happiness. So this is the secret password of achieving happiness. That whatever you have, whatever talent, whatever skills, whatever facilities, connect it with Krishna and become happy. Hare Krishna.